Assalamu alaikum students. Today we will be solving Computer Science Paper 1 IGCSE 0478 variant 1-2 of the year May-June 2023. Uh, the the amount which we're gonna earn from uploading these past papers will be given to the Palestinian cause. So please do support us more and more, and thank you for your support. So let's begin with the paper. Output devices are used to output data from a computer. Circle three devices that are output devices. Very easy question. Printer is an output device. Speaker is an output device. Microphone, sensor, mouse, SSD, DVD, keyboard, scanner, these are all input device. Actuator is an output device. Okay. The next question is, convert the two binary numbers to hexadecimal. They're binary numbers. So for binary numbers, what do you have to do for the first one? It's pretty easy. You have the working space, so you're gonna make separate working space for both of them. It's for 4 marks, 1 mark for the answer for both of them, and 1 mark for the working for both of them. So now I'm writing the working. 1 0 0 1 0 0 double 1. So I need to find the hexadecimal. What I can do is I can put these in two groups like this. Two groups of 4 bits, and then I can put 1 2 4 8 1 2 4 8. So the total I'm finding here is 3. The total I'm getting here is 9. So the hexadecimal value for the first one is 93. Okay. Now moving on to the second one. The second one we have 0 0 0 0 double 1 and 0 1. So now I will again put this into groups of 4 bits. This is the one group. This is the other group. I'll put it as 1 2 4 8 1 2 4 8. So now when I'm finding out the answer, this will be 0 because literally there is nothing. Now 8 plus 4 is how much? 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. So 13 is the answer. Now if you know the hexadecimal rules, which says 10 is A, 11 is B, 12 is C, 13 is D, 14 is E, and 15 is F. This is where it stops and this is where it starts. 10 is A, 11 is B. So what you need to know for this question is 13. 13 is D. So what the answer here can be, it can be 0D. And that's the answer. So showing all this method, you get 4 marks. The next part of the question says a value is stored as a binary number in a register. A logical right shift of 3. A logical right shift of 3 places is performed on the binary number. Complete the binary register to show its contents after the logical shift. So this number is already given to you, a binary number. You have to perform right shift of 3 places. Logical right shift of 3 places. So we'll begin from the right hand side. Okay. So if you're beginning from the right hand side, this will cut, this will cut, this will cut, and your final answer will be 1 1 1 1. Then you have these zeros. So 0 0 0 and 0. This should be your answer. Okay. Since you are removing 3 numbers from the right hand side, logical right shift. Logical right shift means these 3 numbers will be removed, and then the your answer will start from here. So 1 1 1 1 0, and then left hand side 3 zeros will be added. Okay. State one effect this logical shift has on the binary number. Let's say it is divided by 8. It is divided by 8. Okay. Give a reason why a programmer may use hexadecimal to represent binary numbers. Why is he using hexadecimal to represent binary numbers? The answer can be it is easier to understand. It is easier to understand, and it is a shorter representation. Shorter representation. All right. That's done. Denary numbers can also be converted to hexadecimal. That's right. Convert the denary number to the hexadecimal. So the denary number which you have here is 301. So first thing you need to do is convert 301 to binary. Again, it's a 2-mark question. 301 first you convert it to binary. So how will it go? 1 second. First thing which we'll do is convert 301 to binary. It'll become like 1 2 4 8 16 32 64 128 256 and 512. Now how are we going to make this? So 256, let's do the addition. 256 plus 128 gives me how much? 6 plus 8. 6 plus 8 is 14. 6 plus 2 7 8 8, and 2 plus 1 is 3, which is 384, so it will be wrong. You could say 256 plus 64. 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 plus 6 is 12. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So again, it's a higher number, 320. Now let's try 256 with 32. 6 plus 2 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. And 2, so 288. 288 plus 16. Try this. 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6 is how much? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's just 14. Okay. So 9 plus 1 is 10. So it become 304. Again, it's a bit higher number. So 288, 288 plus, let's say 8 and 4 plus 8. So 2 8 is 16 and 9 is 296. 296 plus 4 is 10. 300, and then just 1. So the numbers which I'm going to put on for the true values are 256, 32, 8, 4, and 1. All right. This is you won't have a calculator in this paper, so you have to do all these by yourself, and the rest will be 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. Now we convert it to hexadecimal. That's pretty easy, as I taught you. Make groups of 4 bits. These two will be separate. So what answer will you get here? You will get here as 1. Now here, if you put 1, 2, 4, 8, you will get 2 here. If you put 1, 2, 4, 8, you will put 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. Hexadecimal rules for 13 states that 10 is A, 11 is B, 12 is C, 13 is D, 14 is E. So 13 is D. The answer will be 1, 2, and D. Okay, this is your answer. Pretty easy. When keys are pressed on a keyboard, the text is converted to binary to be processed by the computer. Describe how the text is converted. Describe how the text is converted to binary to be processed by the computer. How is the text converted to binary? So, first thing you need to say is that a character set is used. A character set is used. Okay, such as Unicode or ASCII. Okay, and then each character code has its unique value. Each character has a unique binary value. All right. So for 3 marks, you need to say that all these points. Text that is input into a computer can be stored in a text file. Yes, it can be stored in a text file. A text file can be compressed using lossless compression. Using what compression? Using lossless compression. The question says, state what effect this has on the file size. It reduces the file size. Lossless compression, it reduces the file size. Okay. Describe how lossless compression compresses the text file. For 4 marks, you have to describe the whole scenario. You could say a compression algorithm is used. A compression algorithm is used. Okay. Such as run length encoding. These are methods of compression such as run length encoding. Okay. Then you can say repeating words are identified. The repeating words are identified, or you could say the patterns are identified, and they're indexed with the number of occurrences with their position. With number of occurrences with their position. This is the answer. A compression algorithm is used, yes, such as run length encoding is a method of an lossless compression. Repeating words are identified. Whatever words which are repeated, they are being identified. All right. So I could say the repeating words and they're indexed with the number of occurrences, like how many times they have been repeated with their position. Give 2 reasons why text file may have been compressed. So you could say to save up the storage space, to save storage space, all right, to make to make it quicker to transmit, to make it quicker to transmit, to make it quicker to transmit. It's pretty easy. Okay. Next part of the question. A student uses a mobile phone to take photographs for a school project. The student needs to transmit the photographs to their computer. They could use serial data transmission or parallel data transmission to transmit. Describe how the photographs would be transmitted using serial data transmission. Using serial data transmission. How? You could say data is sent 1 bit at a time. Is sent 1 bit at a time. Okay. A single wire is used. A single wire is used. Okay. Give 2 benefits of transmitting the photographs using serial data transmission. Data will not, there is basically 2 benefits. So you can say there is less chance of interference. Less chance of interference. Okay. And transmission speed. Transmission speed is adequate. It's adequate. All right. Just paper one is actually pretty easy. You just have small answers. You need to read through the topics of data transmission and serial data transmission, and you'll find all the points. One benefit of the student using parallel data transmission instead of serial data transmission, you could say the data will be transmitted quicker. The data may be transmitted quicker. Okay. The photographs are also transmitted across a network to cloud storage device on the network forwards the data towards its correct destination. State the name of this device. The name of this device is router. Okay. Describe what is meant by cloud storage. Definition of cloud storage: a collection of servers, a collection of servers, okay, that store data in a remote location. That store data in a remote location. The collection of servers that store data in a remote location. One disadvantage of storing the photographs in cloud storage instead of storing them locally. Instead of storing them locally, why are they stored in cloud storage? What's the disadvantage? They may be less secure. They may be less secure. They may be less secure. So 1 mark for this, 2 mark for this. All right. Question number 5. A programmer writes a computer program using a high level language. Tick one box to show which statement is correct about writing computer programs in a high level language. Mnemonics are used to create instructions. Writing computer programs in a high level language. So mnemonics are used. The computer program is harder to debug than a low level programming. The computer program is machine independent. The hardware of the computer. I think the part C is the right answer, which says the computer program is machine independent. The programmer uses a compiler to translate the computer program. Describe how the compiler translates the computer program. You have to describe how the compiler translates the computer program. How will the compiler do it? So, again, you have to say it translates the high level programming. It translates the, sorry, high level language, not programming. First thing, it translates the high level language to low level language. The first point is really easy. Translates high level language to low. It translates all the code before it is executed. It translates all the code before it is executed. Before it is executed. Executed means before it is run. And then it creates an executable file. It creates an executable file. Okay. Describe how the compiler will report errors. How the compiler do you think will report errors? For 2 marks. It creates an error basically. It creates an error report. It creates an error report after trying to compile. After trying to compile. and then it displays all the errors in the code. It displays all errors in the code. Okay, describe how the compiler reports error. It creates an error report after trying to compile. It creates an error report after trying to compile. It displays all the errors in the code. The programmer uses an integrated development environment. The programmer uses an IDE, integrated development, to create the computer program. One function of the IDE is that it has built-in compiler. Okay. Give three other common functions of IDE. What are the three other common functions of IDE? It is code editors. It has code editors, runtime environment, runtime environment, and then pretty printing. Pretty printing. Pretty print. Okay. Question number 6. Complete the statement about cookies. Some of the terms in the list will not be used. Some of the terms in the list will not be used. Okay. Some terms may be used more than once. Cookies are small dash files that are sent between a dash and a dash. Cookies are small what? Cookies are small text file. Cookies are small text files that are sent between a web browser and a web server. Web browser and web server. Cookies are stored in a memory and not in the user's secondary storage. Session cookies are stored in memory and not in the user's secondary storage. When the web browser is closed, a dash cookie is lost. A session cookie is lost. A session cookie is lost. Whereas a dash cookie is not lost. Whereas a persistent cookie is not lost. Whereas a persistent cookie is not lost. Okay. Give three functions of a cookie. What does the cookie do? It saves personal details. Saves personal details of you. It stores the login details. Stores the login details. And it tracks the user preferences. It tracks the user preferences. Okay, pretty easy. Just this is a repeated question. Cookie is a repeated question. It came in the last past paper as well. So this is for 6 marks. If you go towards revise from the topic cookies, you will find it. Question number 7 says a distributed denial of service attack, which is named as DDoS. It is a cybercrime security threat. Draw and annotate a diagram to represent the process of DDoS. So if you have studied in the DDoS chapter, you might have seen that you have to draw these You have to draw these diagrams. First, you will draw a third party, and that third party will initiate the attack to the bots. To the bots, I made the bots thing here. It will initiate attack on the bot. Now these bot will request. They will request to the web servers. They will send request to the web servers. They will send request to the web server. This is a botnet where you have three or more bots. So this is called a botnet where all the bots are combined together. What their main task is that what they do is that they download malware to computers, turning them into bot. To computers, turning them into bots. This is their main function. All right. Similarly, after these two boxes, you have a computer also. The computer will send many requests. It will keep on sending requests. It will keep on sending requests, but all the requests will get denied. Okay. So that it cannot connect to the web server. It cannot connect to the web server. It cannot connect to web server. All right. And because the web server will fail, the web server will fail if it gets too many requests. The web server will fail due to too many requests. So because of that, it cannot connect to the web server. This is how the diagram should be drawn, and you have to annotate it, which means these lines you have to explain what they're meaning. The third party will initiate an attack to the bot. The bot network after that will send requests to the web server at the same time, and the web server will fail due to many requests. Pretty easy. Two aims of carrying out a DDoS attack. What are the two aims of carrying out a DDoS attack? Two aims of carrying out DDoS attack is to revenge, okay, and entertainment value. Entertainment value, okay. Give two security solutions. Give two security solutions that can be used to prevent a DDoS attack being successful. Being successful. So it can be firewall, okay, and then it can be proxy server. It can be proxy servers, okay, proxy server. Fine. Give two security solutions that can be used to prevent a DDoS attack. DDoS means distributed denial of service attack. Distributed denial of service attack. So two security solutions can be firewall and proxy server, and the aim of carrying out, what is the main objective of carrying out the DDoS attack, is to take revenge and for entertainment value. Okay. A computer is connected to a network and assigned an IPv4 address. An IPv4 address. IPv4. IPv4 is a type of IP address. There's IPv6 and there's IPv4. So tick one box to show which device would assign the IPv4 address to the computer. Which device would assign the IPv4 address to the computer? The answer will be router. The router will assign the IPv4 address to the computer. Okay, the router will assign the IPv4 address to the computer. Describe the characteristics of an IPv4 address. You have to describe the characteristics of an IPv4 address. What are the characteristics of the IPv4 address? It is denary based. It is denary based. Okay. It has four sets of numbers, four sets or four groups of numbers, and they are separated by dots. Okay. So they have a unique address. They have a unique address, and it can be public or private. The IP address can be public or private. Public or private IP address. Which device assigns the IPv4 address is the router. Or characteristics of IPv4 is done. Moving forward to the next question. One component of the expert system is the inference engine. Sorry, not interference, it's inference engine. Identify three other components in an expert system. What are the three other components in an expert system? There is rule base, there is knowledge base, and then there is interface. Okay? Rule base, knowledge base, and interface. Describe the role of inference engine in an expert system. Inference engine, it makes the decision. It makes the decision. Okay? It makes the decision by applying the rules, by applying the rules to provide a result. To provide a result. Okay? It makes decisions. It makes the decision by applying the rules, or you could say by applying the logic, by applying the knowledge to provide a diagnosis or to provide a result. Keep it simple. See, by writing these points, you will get. All right. The last question, question number 10 here says a user has both system software and the user has application software installed on their computer. Describe the difference between system software and application software. Give an example of each software in your answer. So you have to give difference between system and application. Okay, let's begin. System software provides services. Provides services that the computer requires. Okay. Whereas application software provides services that a user requires. Whereas application software provide services that the user requires. Done. Then one example you have to give from both of them. This is the one example each example. Okay, I could say utility software. Okay, and for application software, I could say web video editing softwares or web browser word processor. Video editing software. This is for application, and this is for system. All right. State which component in the computer would store both types of software when the power is turned off. A secondary storage. A secondary storage device will store the types of software when the power is turned off. When the power is turned off. So, what are the types of secondary storage? You don't need to write the types, but types of secondary storage as HDD or SDD. So, those both can also be written HDD or SDD. Okay, that's the end of this paper. See you in the next paper.